Assalamu alaikum and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In the name of the Almighty, the Lord of all mankind, it is my privilege and pleasure to be speaking at this function of the Institute of Strategic Studies, which has been organized by the Center for Afghanistan, Middle East and African Studies. And we are also proud to be co-hosting it in our capacity as the Pakistan Africa Institute for Development and Research, PAIDAR, which is the first Pakistani think tank on Africa that I founded last year. Thank you so much to celebrate, to commemorate the National Day of Algeria, our brotherly Muslim country. Excellency Chairman of the Institute, Khalid Mahmood Sahib, Excellency Director General of the Institute, Suhail Mahmood Sahib, Excellency, my dear brother and friend, Dr. Brahmani, it's a pleasure to be here. And also my friend, our colleague from the Foreign Office, Mr. Hamid Asar Khan, and of course, Madam Amna Khan, the moving spirit behind these important initiatives. When we celebrate Algeria's National Day, we also celebrate a joint history of struggle, a joint history that is of brotherly Muslim cooperation as members of the Global South, as members of the non-aligned movement, as members of the OIC, the Organization of Islamic Countries. And Algeria is the first Muslim country that fought an armed war of liberation against French colonialism, in which they sacrificed over 1 million of their compatriots. This was a historic struggle against the French launch in 1954, which culminated in the defeat of the French in 1962. And this has been very well commemorated in the historic movie that I've seen several times, the Battle of Algiers. And it almost led to a military coup in France against General de Gaulle, because he was for independence of Algeria, realizing the failure of the French colonial rule. And in this struggle, Pakistan was at the forefront. Pakistan provided diplomatic passports to the Algerian resistance. And at that time, the FLN, the National Liberation Front of Algeria, which was in the vanguard of the liberation struggle, they had formed a government in exile led by Farhat Abbas, and he was provided a diplomatic passport by Pakistan, operating out of Karachi and also out of our mission at the UN in New York. So this solidarity of Pakistan and Algeria has been cemented in struggle. And for Pakistanis, the names of the leaders of the Algerian revolution, they're almost household names. Ahmed Ben Bella, Houari Boumediene, and Abdulaziz Bouteflika. The three big names which start with three B's. I had the opportunity when I was doing research in Europe in the 80s to have met Ahmed Ben Bella, the legendary liberation fighter. He was living in Geneva then, and I had 3 meetings with him at that time. And I had some friends who were working in the Islamic Council of Europe, which was based in London, and they had some conferences where Mr. Ben Bella participated. Mr. Boumediene came to Pakistan in 1974 for the Islamic conference at the invitation of Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. And when the 1971 tragic events occurred, where Pakistan faced aggression from India and other countries, so Pakistan was partitioned because of external aggression. Mr. Boumediene said that he told Mr. Bhutto when he came to the Islamic conference that that was the saddest day of my life to see this happening to brotherly Pakistan. Such was the sentiment and the feeling there. And Mr. Abdulaziz Bouteflika was president of the United Nations General Assembly, and he was the youngest foreign minister in the world at that time, in his 30s. He had long flowing hair, cutting a very handsome debonair, flamboyant personality, and he led the UN General Assembly, which invited Yasser Arafat to the United Nations General Assembly for the first time. And that General Assembly then convened a special session under his leadership, under the leadership of Algeria, which decided on the new international economic order. And that session was also attended by the great Chinese historic revolutionary leader Deng Xiaoping. So those were the times in the mid-70s. And I was then a student at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C., that I was witness to all those events because we also traveled from Washington, D.C. to New York to take part in those events. When we talk of the contemporary situation, Algeria has been a beacon of light in Africa, in the Middle East, in the Arab world, in the Muslim world, in the global South. Leading from the front, and I have had meetings with some of their leaders, including the editor of their daily, which is called Al-Mushahid, published from Algiers. And Algeria, like Pakistan, has always been standing firmly with the oppressed, with the people who have been fighting against imperialism and colonialism, whether it's the struggle in occupied Palestine or occupied Kashmir. In 1982, when the Battle of Beirut was at its height, and Yasser Arafat and the PLO were under a lot of pressure, there were only 3 countries that offered that we can even send you troops and you can even come and be our guest. One was Pakistan, the other was Algeria, and the third one was Iran. So such is the context of the Algerian role. And today we see in the 21st century, Mr. Ambassador Romani Brahimi has been very, very active. He's also my neighbor in Islamabad, and he has turned the relationship around, brought the 2 countries together, especially in economy, trade, energy, and investment. Algeria offers a lot of opportunities for Pakistan, like Pakistan offers a lot of opportunities for Algeria. The fact is that a new world order is emerging, and Global South is at the center of gravity of this new world order, because the old so-called rules-based international order spawned by the West after World War II is unraveling before our own eyes. And in this, Pakistan and Algeria will be important partners in taking forward the Global South, in taking forward the spirit of Afro-Asian solidarity and the spirit of Islamic brotherhood. I look forward to cooperating very closely with my Algerian brothers, led by the Honorable Ambassador Dr. Romani Brahimi, as well as other friends in the Institute of Strategic Studies, which under the leadership of Ambassador Sohail Mahmood has turned around and really focused on building and cementing Pakistan's ties with the Global South. Long live Afro-Asian solidarity. Long live Pakistan-Algeria friendship. Thank you.